The circus is in town. It's the greatest show on earth. That's what the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus calls it. It's a show adults and kids can't miss. There are all kinds of animals, including elephants, ponies, and 12 Bengal tigers with the ringmaster. Acrobats do crazy things in the air while Bello, the main clown, entertains the audience. But the best part of the show is the pre-show. People who arrive 1 hour before the show starts can talk to the clowns and acrobats and see the star elephant in the middle of the arena. The show is going to be in Fairfax starting today and running until April 12th.
Shopping can easily be taken for granted until your neighborhood grocery store isn't open when you need it. Employees of Giant Foods and Safeway in DC, Virginia, and Maryland held off on walking the picket fence this week. They agreed on a new 4-year contract with the store owners just as the old one expired on Saturday. Giant stores closed for almost 4 hours Tuesday so employees could attend the meeting and vote on the contract while Safeway stores stayed open. Workers have been concerned about their wages, pensions, and healthcare benefits. With the fear of a strike being over, remember that the new contract is only for another 4 years.
With our quickly evolving technology today, it can be tough to keep up. If you're planning to buy a computer soon, Joy Lafaro has a few tips for you.
More and more, laptops are becoming the choice of computer for students everywhere, but there's a few things you need to know before stepping into a store.
Most shoppers should look for either Intel's Core 2 Duo processor or AMD's Turion, since both are designed for mobile computing. If you have any intention of working with videos or photos, get a decent graphics card and at least 2 GB of RAM to run Windows Vista.
Hard drive space is less of a concern, since external hard drives can be relatively cheap. Machines these days come with a few software trials, but plan on having to purchase the essentials,
such as Office and Internet security. Make sure that the software either has spyware defense built in or that you have bought a separate program to defend against it. Finally, ask about recovery disks for your machine.
Many brands no longer come with these disks, so be sure to ask if they can be made and how. For MC in Focus, I'm Joey Lafaro.
Right now, some drivers may be paying as much as $3.50 for a gallon of gas, but other drivers are finding different ways of fueling their cars, and it all comes from corn. Ethanol fuel is considered a renewable resource, which means we can replant when sources are low. This also means prices do not fluctuate as much. In fact, prices for ethanol fuels are still below the $3 mark and are holding steady around $2.50. Right now, you may actually be using fuel that already contains some ethanol and not know it. Some gas stations, such as BP, sell gasoline with 10% ethanol, and some stations are actually selling ethanol-only fuels. For now, ethanol fuels are only permitted for government vehicles, but fueling companies are trying to find ways so that the everyday consumer can buy it as well. Currently, ethanol fuels are the only alternative fuel source for consumers, but researchers are trying to find other ways to use renewable resources to fuel our vehicles. Tired of paying hundreds of dollars for gas each month? Does it really bother you not being able to find a parking spot? The smart car might change things up a bit.
It's been seen around Europe for years. Now, the smart car slowly finds its way onto our US streets. Just over 100 inches in length and about 60 inches in width and height, the smart car seems like a fly amongst giants. Even at this size, this car has much to offer. With up to 40 miles per gallon fuel consumption, the smart car leaves its competitors at the gas station spending much more. And that's not the only strong point of the tiny runabout. Developed by Mercedes-Benz and engineered for safety, the smart car has a so-called Tritium safety cell. It's a steel cage reinforced at key points. It also has 4 airbags and crumple zones in front and back. This car might change the look of our streets and be an answer to the rising cost of fuel.
Even with added safety, you still want to watch your speedometer, not only because it can save your life, but speeding cameras are on the watch and they can cause some damage to your wallet. Montgomery County and Brockville City Police have begun using automated cameras to help enforce the speed limit. Signs have been set up on most major roads, including Rockville Pike, Shady Grove, and Beers Mill Road. Police have placed cameras on poles at stoplights and have even set up mobile units. This is the first program in Maryland to enforce speed limits under 35 miles per hour in residential areas and school zones. The new tool is expected to reduce crashes and help save lives by targeting aggressive drivers. So be sure to pay attention to the speed limit, or your car may have you pay some fines you could have avoided. So Gregor, tell me, do you speed or no?
Well, I don't. I drive smart. We're going to take a look at sports with Mike Caroli now. Mike, what's new this week?
We have tons of stuff going on. It's playoff season, the spring is in the air. It's all kinds of fun. We're going to start out sports with NHL. The sellout crowd in Washington on Wednesday night summed up the excitement the Capitals have stirred up as of late with their remarkable playoff push. The Caps went on to win in dramatic fashion with a 4-1 blowout over the division-leading Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes hold a tiebreaker advantage, so Washington needs to win to have a chance at the last spot in the playoffs. Recent trade Cristobal Huet played the standout in net with 21 saves, and he made more than one highlight reel. Left wing and future Hall of Famer Alex Ovechkin scored a league-tying 63rd goal as the record. He also aroused chants from the MVP from the crowd. The Caps have just 2 games left, and even if they win both, they still need Philly to lose 1. The Washington Wizards were surprised on court on Wednesday, but it wasn't one of the other guys, it was one of their own that raised a few eyebrows. Injured all-star Gilbert Arenas decided he was ready to play and came out of the locker room dressed for it late in the first quarter. He got cheers and a standing O from the crowd and even put up 10 points in the 5 remaining minutes of the first quarter. The Wizards traded the lead with Milwaukee throughout the game and even led by 10 in the fourth, but the Bucks rallied late and put up the game winner with 1.1 left on the clock. The Wizards need to keep winning to make sure they have the spot in the playoffs. They play a hot Miami tonight at 8. And here's a look at the weather. Don't put your umbrellas away quite yet. The rain showers are here for most of the weekend with thunder showers through most of tonight. The highs are going to reach around 66 and lows hitting the mid-50s. Then on Saturday, expect thunderstorms pretty much all day with a little cooler outside. Highs only reaching into the 50s, lows reaching into the 40s. Then on Sunday, we'll see a break in all this rain. We're going to be seeing partly cloudy skies with temperatures reaching into the 60s and lows around the 40s. That's a look at our weekend weather. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike. Well, that's all we have here at MC in Focus. Thank you for joining. I'm Gregor Keitel.
And I'm Roxana Solano. See you next time.